What wrestler needs to turn heel in WWE? That's exactly what we will be doing in this video. We're going to go over 5 wrestlers that should turn heel right now in this very second. So, Dillon, why don't you kick us off with one of your wrestlers that you think needs to turn heel?
Yeah. And who knows? For the record, some of these people may have already turned heel by the time you guys are watching this video.
Hopefully not.
But I'm starting it off with the one that I think we all see coming down the line. And that is, of course, the Viper, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. He's going to flip it all around and become the Legacy Killer when he becomes the legend that is killing all the young up-and-comers trying to make their legacy, including his former protege, Cody Rhodes. So I think that's how we get the heel turn started. But besides just the Cody feud, I mean, Randy just signed a 5-year extension, and he mentioned on Cody's show that he's wrestling as long as he can. So we deserve, and Randy deserves, another proper heel run, because we all know Randy does his best work as a heel, and he's one of the most despicable heels of all time. So I think that's an easy choice for me to pick Randy Orton.
I'm right there with you, Dillon. Randy Orton was on my list as well, and I think it's, like you said, the one I feel most confident about that is going to turn heel, and like you said, 5-year extension, and we're going to get a ton of really great Randy Orton heel work during that time. Potentially, he's the person that could retire the champ, John Cena. But yeah, Randy Orton, one of the most evil characters ever in WWE. Truly, like, growing up, he was kind of the person, the wrestler that we would be scared of, and we kind of talked about it before with like comparing him to Edge, but Randy Orton, you were always just scared of Randy Orton. So all right, so I'll move on to one of my people that I think also needs to turn heel, and there's a chance that this has already happened because we'll pull back the curtain a little bit. We are recording this prior to Bash in Berlin, and they're kind of teasing something, but at time of recording, this person is not heel, and that's going to be the prize fighter, Kevin Owens.
Yes.
I think that obviously he's been doing a lot of great work. Currently, he's kind of like a tweener, but I think that Kevin Owens does his best work when he is a heel. And I think what better way to kind of help refresh him a little bit than to turn him heel and let him go on a nice heel run. There's a lot of big baby faces that he could target at the moment and moving forward. So Kevin Owens is a wrestler that I think needs to turn heel.
Very good choice, Mark. And I think that one is, like you said, one that could come soon rather than later. Along with this one, I think this one might be coming, and that is The Miz. I think we can all agree that The Miz is another person who does his best work as a heel. So I think it's going to hurt, but he's going to turn on R-Truth eventually, and it's going to be a sad, sad day. But we'll probably get some great work out of it because The Miz can go with the best of them when it comes to holding that microphone and especially being a heel, because that man can get as despicable as they come.
Yeah, I'm fully with you because The Miz is on my list as well, and I've been dying for them to go back to heel Miz for quite some time now. Like Prime 2016, Miz, let him out, unleash the beast, and let him just feud with whoever that they want. Because I think, like, right now, I think that The Miz doesn't get enough credit for how good he is in general. But I think it's like once he retires, people are going to kind of look back and be like, yeah, this guy was awesome. But I think right now we got to appreciate what we have, and that's The Miz being one of the better heels of the past 10 or 20 years even. So I'm fully with you. I'm surprised that The Miz hasn't turned on R-Truth quite yet. It's definitely something that's going to happen, and it's going to be a nice little feud. How long that feud's going to last? Probably not that long, but I think it's going to be a good time nonetheless. So I'll move on to my fourth person who I think should turn heel. And this is another one that may have happened already. Hopefully it didn't. But that's going to be Jade Cargill. Now, I think that she worked well as a heel in AEW. I think her character and her gimmick works well as a heel. And I think that whenever we're going to get this Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill feud, I think that it would work best if Jade was the heel. And we've talked about it before about potentially turning Bianca heel, but I think I've kind of just decided that she's going to remain a babyface for the foreseeable future and maybe the rest of her entire WWE career. So I think that whenever we get this feud, which is probably going to happen at some point, maybe later this year, maybe at SummerSlam next year, but we're going to get this feud, and I think that Jade Cargill should turn heel for it.
Yeah, that was actually one of my picks, Mark. So you can just cross one off my list too. But bouncing on top of what you said, it's like she works so much better as a heel because like a person like Jade Cargill, like a person that looks like Jade Cargill, she doesn't look real. Like she's like a supermodel bodybuilder, gorgeous superhero woman. Like she doesn't like, so it makes way more sense for you to be like, fuck her. I wish I looked like that. You know what I mean? Like it makes I don't know. It just makes more sense to just naturally play off that. Not that Bianca is also in incredible shape with her six pack and beautiful woman as well. I'm going to change the topic, but you know what I'm saying is that it's just like she literally she looks like a real life superhero. So it just makes more sense to kind of put her in that super villain role, along with the fact that Bianca has established a fan base as one of the top baby faces in WWE for so long at this point. So if you turn Bianca Belair heel, you're probably fucking with like a ton of young girls who are huge Bianca Belair fans. So I think, not to say that there isn't a ton that are Jade Cargill fans, but I like you said, I think it just works better with Jade as the heel. And it would be an incredible feud.
Yeah, this feud is going to cook whenever we're going to get it. I'm super pumped for it. So I'll move on. Or you go, right? This is
Yeah. So this will be my fourth. And so I'll go to another women's wrestler, who I think would make an incredible heel, to be completely honest, and that's Lyra Valkyria. I think the Raw women's roster is lacking a little bit in the major heel department, and I think Lyra could be one that really could end up shining. I think maybe the eventual return of Becky Lynch, maybe they go after some tag titles, and then that's how you have Lyra turn heel. Like if they do some work in a tag team, obviously not win the titles, but like have her turn kind of similar to how Becky got turned on by, who was it? Trish Stratus. So I don't know. I think, of course, that would be very cool, but I just think she would make an incredible heel, especially with her gimmick. Like if she just went all dark with it, and you know what I mean. And I think it could be really good. I think she could do some great work as a heel.
I fully agree. I almost picked her to put on my list, but I pivoted to someone else because this is probably someone that not a lot of people may think to turn them heel, and I see the vision, Dillon. I see the vision for Otis to turn heel. Obviously, Otis is Quite the character. I think he works well as a babyface, but I think to have Otis turn heel and kind of want to take on a more serious role, maybe he goes back with Gable to American Made, maybe he goes on his own. But I think that Otis would make a really good heel because he's just a big old meatball, kind of similar to like maybe him and Bronson Reed just start a little meatball faction or a little meatball tag team, and it's going like that's something that could happen. But
I even like just the idea of Gable eventually turning Otis to join American Made.
yeah, and
Like I just think that would be a good call.
I also I meant I don't remember if I did ask you about this, but or if anyone mentioned this on Monday Night Raw, but like what's with the free Otis t-shirts? And I feel like
that was like when he was like in America Now, you know what I mean? And they were like free Otis. He's getting. Is he
still wearing them? Is he free?
I guess yeah, but I guess they're kind of I don't know. He's trying to sell them.
All right.
I don't know. He probably doesn't get a ton of t-shirts.
No, I can't imagine he does. So why don't you talk us through your last person that you think should turn heel?
Oh, yeah. The last one I have is another one that I think they've been hitting at, and I think they are playing the very long game with this one, and I hope they are, and I think they should. And that is none other than Dr. Xavier Woods. Because when he turns heel, he will go by Dr. Xavier Woods, because he does have a PhD. That, I don't know. They haven't mentioned that in a while. They used to mention that a lot. They haven't mentioned it in a long time, but he is
they're saving it.
Yeah, so they call him Dr. Xavier Woods. And I think they're playing the long game with him and Kofi. They kind of hinted at that everything was they made it seem like everything was fine on Raw, but I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna make up and then it's not gonna. So I'm really hoping that wasn't just like they gave up on the idea of breaking them up. I don't think it was, because I think if they play the long game with this, and Xavier Woods, really looks at it as he turns it into a thing of where not that Odyssey is replacing Big E. I think that's a good distraction, right? I think that's a good surface level. Oh, that's probably why he's mad. But then I think when it breaks down to it, he goes, Kofi, I was there for you. I went through a gauntlet match. I did everything I had to do to make sure you got your title shot, to make sure you got your chance as a singles wrestler. Big E got his shot as a singles wrestler. You know what I mean? And rather than to help me out, you want to help out Odyssey Jones before I even get a shot to show what I can do on my own. Take it as an insult. You know what I mean? That if you wanted to help a single star, you should have been helping me, because I helped you and I helped Big E and he never got his. I think that's a really good way to play it. And then I think they could cook, dude. Let it go all the way to Mania, slow burn it, cook, get Big E involved. Maybe he's special guest ref, or maybe he doesn't make an appearance until he shows up at Mania. Because Xavier Woods about to I don't know, kill Kofi or something, something crazy. I think, it would just be sick. Let the men cook.
Let them cook. Yeah, I mean that. I'm all here for it. I think we are going to get it. And I think we could potentially. I think, like you said, this could be a slow burn. We could not get it for a couple of months, maybe closer.
Dude,
to the end of the year.
The New Day deserve if they're gonna break up the New Day, they deserve a Mania match, honestly. You know what I mean? It's the Usos got a Mania match. The New Day should get a Mania match. They've been together. I mean, obviously not quite as long as the Usos, but the Usos are real life brothers. You know what I mean? And the New Day are as close to real brothers as we've seen in a tag team in. I mean, the modern times, definitely. I mean, back in the day, these tag teams used to be so close, but I'd say who else? The New Day and FTR. There's probably not tag teams who have shown as much wanting to stay together and do stuff as a team.
Yeah.
Even when they go and do single stuff like Dax has done and Kofi and Big E have done so. I think they deserve, if they're going to do it, I think they deserve a slow burn in a Mania match, honestly.
Yeah, I'm fully with you, and I think everyone would agree to let that cook and give them a WrestleMania match. But you guys let us know in the comments down below, who do you think needs to turn heel? And with that being said, we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.